Hi, my name is Colleen Mulch, and today I want to talk to you about Thomas Hardy, and you probably have no idea who that is, and that's fine because neither did I. And when I googled him, I found some random wrestler guy from Britain, and that's totally perfectly normal, so don't even worry about it. Thomas Hardy was born on June 2nd, 1840. He grew up in Dorset, England. He was a really sensitive guy, so he wrote a lot of poetry, and that's okay. Yeah. He's a very deep person. He uses a lot of nature, a lot of symbolism, and I just want to jump right into his poetry because you can just Google Thomas Hardy and find his background and find out about his life. But what you can't do is find out what I think about his poetry. So I'm going to tell you now. Okay. So the first poem I want to talk about is Neutral Tones. And I really love this poem. Like, I'm going to be honest, I really thought I was going to hate his poetry, and I seriously love it because you can relate to anything in his poems, which is so deep, you know? Anyway, I'm going to read one to you, and here we go. It's called Neutral Tone, so you're going to love it. At least I hope you do. We stood by a pond that winter day, and the sun was white as though chidden of God, and a few leaves lay on the starving sod. They had fallen from an ash, and were grey. Your eyes on me were as eyes that rove over tedious riddles of years ago, and some words plain between us to and fro, on which lost the more by our love. The smile on your mouth was the deadest thing, alive enough to have strength to die, and a grin of bitterness swept thereby, like an ominous bird-wing. Since then, keen lessons that love deceives, and rings with wrongs have shaped to me your face, and the God-cursed sun in a tree, and a pond edged with grayish leaves. What I love about the poem is that A, uses nature. We've all been outside before. We all know how it feels to be in nature, especially with someone that we love. Okay? The use of nature in poems really just like brings out symbolism, because everything in nature like represents a place or time to us. Like if you say a tree, you're gonna automatically think of a specific tree. It's true. It really is. Just think about it. And you're gonna go back to a time when you were with someone at that tree. Maybe this sounds ridiculously stupid, but it's not. It's not stupid. Thomas Hardy didn't think it was stupid. And the world needs to realize that you're really deeply affected by the things around you. And I think Thomas Hardy chose to depict that in a way that no one else would. He was affected by things in his life. His wife died. She died. And he had to deal with that. And he wrote another poem called I Found Her Out There. I'm not going to read you that one, because you should read that on your own. It's deep, you know. It's about him, like, finding his, like, wife, and she's, like, a ghost, which is another thing he writes about ghosts, which is an experience we all think about. Think about it. Do you believe in ghosts? It's a question you probably don't think about often. But Thomas Hardy knew that he did, so he wrote about it. And I think Thomas Hardy really chooses to bring out an important aspect of writing that most people don't think about. That it's all about emotion. A lot of emotion, actually all emotion, comes from a source. And if you don't find the source, nothing's going to make sense. So if you find the source to all of the emotions of Hardy, you're going to see, wow, it came from this and this and this. His wife, his life, his family. His family was so much into religion, and he wasn't, you know. He said, I don't want to be a part of that. I want to believe in things that I want to believe in. Even though it might have been wrong things, at least he chose something that he wanted to believe in. And I think that's something to be respected in all of us. Another thing about Hardy is that he was a pessimist early on, but then he decided to be a malariist, which is like when you believe in humankind and that humans will eventually change things for the better. And all of that really doesn't go with like Christianity or anything like that. This is a lot about oneself. Like if you can believe in yourself that you can change the world, then you can change the world. And honestly, Hardy did change the world. And maybe everyone doesn't know who Thomas Hardy is. Maybe like half the world doesn't know who Thomas Hardy is. But at least he changed the world of literature for the better. And that's what counts. And I hope you know at least a little bit about him now. Maybe you want to go look more into him. I sure hope I gave you at least enough insight of, you know, what I think about him. So thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.